welcome to 28th and Jefferson. I am Joshua Black.
I am Shekinah.
And I am AC. I am filling in.
Yes.
For the infamous Pat Morgan.
Yes.
AC is in the building.
And AC was on time.
Yes. I was 3 minutes early, wasn't I? 3 minutes early.
Josh was on time.
Yeah, I mean, black folk are always on time. Streets know that. But
black folks are on time and we don't. Black men do not cheat.
That's a fact.
Black folks are
that
not
is a
always
proven
on
fact.
time.
She kind of single out here, and then the streets figure out. The streets is trying. I'm tired of people emailing me.
Make sure your credit score is 809.
Yeah, I mean the streets email me talking about, bro, what she talking about? Was she? I mean, I said I don't know. I gotta ask her on the show. So now we here. The streets said, I mean, what's good? Can they? Oh, this is what I'm trying to tell you. They talking about can they comment? Can they like go in your DMs and see what's good? No,
I'm not on social media right now.
Not on social media. Oh, no. That's breakup season.
Not on social media.
Well, black people meet. There's.
Like, so when you coming back? Is this? What you doing? What you talking about?
I just need to step away.
So hold on.
Break.
Did social media cause problems?
No.
It'll get you now.
No.
No. You like the wrong picture.
Anyway,
who you trying to like?
Let's
this girl?
get to Nashville news.
Yeah, I don't have to unfollow many. Okay, I said, who was this? I said, I don't even know her like that.
So in Nashville news, what we have going on, there is a Jefferson Street art crawl on February the 23rd at 6 p.m.
That's lit.
So for those of you who aren't doing anything this weekend, go
but
check
then
it
at 7.
Wait.
Oh, okay, because it's going down this weekend.
Time out.
I gotta let y'all know. And they talking about can they get in the DMs on the Twitter or what?
So, and then as I mentioned on last week, of course, the B2K concert is coming up.
B2K? Y'all really fucking with them?
I did, sorry, I have my retainer and I'm gonna have to take this out.
Brad said they touched him.
So, the National Museum of African American Music is scheduled to open December 2019.
Oh, that's gonna be a big deal right there.
I am definitely
that's right in the heart of Broadway.
excited for that.
Yeah, that's like because we ain't never felt like welcome downtown on Broadway.
But hold on, before we go further.
All right.
It's like an irony though, to where they would put the Tennessee Museum on Jefferson. By the farmers market, and then put the Black History Music Museum.
No, we
downtown.
were supposed to be on Jefferson. They played a finesse game talking about the farmers market was state property, and they said, "Nah, we gonna use that to try to like kick the Black Museum out the way." Black Museum hit the super finesse move and said, "I'm going to Broadway. I'm going to your house." So now the Black Museum is gonna be right next to Honky Tonk.
That's ironic.
And it's big boy. I'm talking about Tupac on there. With the bandana sagging and everything,
I saw a prototype.
It's gonna be 100. And
on the website.
I'm talking, and it's like real history from like literally like from slave music, like from like the gospel all the way up to like modern day Drake hip hop, right in the and it's Music City, and we created Music City.
Right next to
the
So I mean, you know,
facts for those that didn't know that.
Yeah. Yes. Not last tidbit, but coming up in April is the NFL draft. April 25th through the 27th. So if you're interested in being down there at the Nissan Stadium with all those people,
I'm not messing with the NFL. Not messing with it.
Cap got paid though.
Cap got paid.
And then also, last but not least, there is a show this Saturday at 7 o'clock p.m.
What kind of show is this?
Featuring our very own Josh.
Well, I'll be damn. That's a fact.
Yes.
I think I heard about that.
I don't remember exactly where it is,
Let me break this shit down. So Germantown. Let me tell you something right now. People been doing comedy for 5-6 years, and they might get a shot at Zanies. They might get to open for somebody. I'm open for somebody. I've been doing this shit 6 months. 6 months. I'm opening for somebody. Brought them down to Nashville, to my hood. We right out north in Germantown. Ronnie McFarlane coming. It wasn't cheap. I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? It wasn't cheap. I'm out the pocket with it. You know what I mean?
Can you let us know where in Germantown?
I love to. See, I like to bring you in slow.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? So we gonna go to Germantown. Then you're gonna go to Back Corner. It's brand new. People ain't even been here. That's the type of shit I'm on. But like. It's called the Back Corner. Real nice spot. Real classy spot. This ain't no dive bar. You know what I mean? This ain't no...
Oh, is that new place that has like all the windows and like the big screen TV?
Yeah, very big screen. That's it.
That's
Back Corner.
I went past there the other day.
7 p.m. It's gonna be a host.
But it's not really on the corner. It's like in the middle.
Right. No, when you go in, you'll see why it's called the back corner. Because like the stage is in the back. You know what I mean? So
gotcha.
I'm doing 20 minutes. A lot of people in 6 months don't even have 20 minutes of material. Because in comedy, you measure your time by like minutes. I got 20 minutes of material.
So do you going on at 7?
7 o'clock. We open doors 6:30.
Okay.
7 o'clock the show starts. We're gonna have a host come up, introduce people, say, hey, how you doing? She's gonna do a bit. She's real funny, Chloe Stillwell. She's gonna do her thing. After that, she's gonna bring me up. I'm doing 20 minutes. Killer shit. And then after that, Bonnie McFarlane's coming on for an hour. And it's pop. I'm talking about, if you Google it, this ain't no bullshit. I'm telling you. She for real deal. Like, I'm telling you. Like, it's like, it's almost like the white version, like DC Young Fly type shit. Like, she ain't no bullshit. She really for real, for real. I'm opening for her, and that's what we doing, man. And comics ain't doing that. Sometimes you gotta think out the box. Because some people they just want to wait on Zanies to call them.
Check them out.
I ain't waiting on Zanies.
7
I
o'clock.
am Zanies. You know what I'm talking about? So, come on out. And it's just $10. It's just $10. You know what I mean?
$10.
So I made it $10 so you can still get lit. You know what I mean?
So if you like comedy, if you're friends with Josh, show up.
And it's funny.
If you ain't doing nothing, show up.
7 o'clock
Just
p.m.
go
I made
out
it a good
support.
time. Normally I do my shows late. It's 7 o'clock. Bring your girl, bring your man, bring whoever hit you in the DM or what. I mean, how
So AC, what's been going on?
Man.
How's life? Like, what do you have any like news or updates?
You just gotta
Man, honestly, just living life, man. That's all it is.
Yoga.
Oh yeah, yoga's been great.
Right.
Yeah, it's been great.
Your podcast, Coolin' with AC.
Wonderful.
Make sure y'all check that out too if you haven't.
Shameless plug for sure.
Yes.
What got you on the yoga tip? I tried to go to the yoga. one time.
Man, so it was interesting because like bro, I just had to make a life change, bro. Like, I was 230, bro. Like, that's the heaviest I ever been. So whenever you get random back, I was starting to get like random back pains and knee pains, bro. I hooped in college, so it was like I wasn't accustomed to carrying that weight. So I started exercising. So one day I just felt tight, and I'm like, I got on YouTube, and I was like, oh well. It's yoga right here.
Oh, so you do yoga at the crib?
I do yoga at the crib, and I also go to classes.
Okay.
So I do mainly at the crib.
How many men are in the class?
Man, I usually be like one of the only people, one of the only men in there. Yeah, real talk. I usually be one of the only men.
I know. Yeah. That's why I figured you had that tech before the show started. You know what I mean? I just figured I had to be on me. Because he was getting some texts. I said, damn, it's like that out here.
I don't know, but it be good looking women in the classes too, though.
That's why it looks like it.
So it helps. I mean, it helps in a way.
Yoga is good for your mental.
Yeah.
100%.
Your physical, like
100%.
just everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Your posture.
yes, yoga is definitely we offer
DM game.
yoga at my job.
Okay.
So
You ever get into it?
what yoga?
Mhm.
I've done yoga.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know some dudes be doing yoga, so.
I like yoga.
Yeah, it's great, man. Like
That's what's up.
if I continue, I may become an instructor. Then boom.
That's what's up, bro.
And y'all
I'll
put us
take
in
your
the class.
class.
Shout out.
I went to one out east one time. They had a free class on Wednesdays. I pulled up. It was some cool.
Wait, which one? Hot yoga?
Yeah.
Have you
In
done
East
the hot
Nashville?
yoga?
Yeah.
I went this morning.
I can't do hot yoga. It's
You went to
too
the free
hot.
class?
It was free. They do it free every
It's
Wednesday.
too hot.
No, that's what I went in at.
Yeah,
See, it wasn't hot.
It was great.
It was some cool. I like the hot yoga.
I can't do it.
I just gotta get
smooth.
consistent with that shit. You know what I mean?
Shout out Renee Watkins at Urban
Yes.
Nashville.
Hey, she's great.
Urban
She
who?
Urban Strength.
Urban
Nashville.
Strength. Yes, bro.
Oh, she a black chick?
Yeah.
Damn, okay. What's her name? Renee Watkins. Okay.
Yeah. I am Renee Watkins on IG, man.
She popping on the gram.
Yeah,
She the
tight.
truth.
Yeah,
I
she
gotta
tight.
get lit on the gram. Follow me on that gram. Sir Joshua. I gotta be. I'm tired of this, bro. I'm about to get lit out here on this gram.
Do it, bro.
Y'all seen this is some social media thing on Netflix talking about people be paying like $250,000 for a post, my G. Like Kylie Jenner get $250,000. Now that's a stretch. But I'm talking about Fat Boy. What's the Fat Boy with the jokes and shit? They paying this dude $15K for a post.
Bronson?
Oh yeah, the influencers.
No, black dude, fat dude, he be doing
Fat
the
Boy
joke.
SSC or
Yes.
something like that? Yeah.
He's paid, son.
Yeah.
Paid.
Those
I'm talking about $15K for a post.
Yeah.
I said, what?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
You don't follow me, you ain't even real. The way I see it.
Yeah.
I got to be lit out here.
I love the way you look at that, though.
Bro,
Yeah.
I said,
Because when you
from
know
the
you
crib,
that guy, though.
he literally in McDonald's posting something, getting $15K, sent to his phone. I said, oh, you got me fucked up.
I'm telling you, bro.
And then we out here working hard as hell. Like, what? For what? You know what I mean?
Find the loopholes, bro.
Yeah.
What? We working hard as hell to get under 80,000.
That's crazy.
They get it in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
No drug test or nothing. I said, oh, yeah. There's something else out here, folks. I'm telling you. There's something else out here. But anyway, Justice Smollett, you bullshitting, my G. I don't know why you did that. I don't know why you thought you could do that.
Why he did that? Hey, why he did that, bro?
Why he did that?
So let's unpack this. Like, what? Like,
he thought he was
why
slick.
he did?
Why?
Kamala Harris had him gassed up. And
Wait, what does she have to do with anything?
Kamala Harris, and she's not black. Let the streets know.
She's mixed.
She looks like a black person. I'm not saying she's bad. I'm just saying she ain't black.
But what does she have to do with
What she
Justice
do with Jesse?
Well, I don't see her some pictures abroad, and she was posting. I hope Jesse gets better. I hope he didn't get beat too bad by the Nigerians. I said, look, man.
She wasn't the only one that was posting about Jesse when he
Let me tell you what the
made
streets told
this
me.
statement.
Streets told me Kamala Harris told him do it, and Lee Daniels. They won't. No, I don't know about that. The point is, this man got indicted.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did see that today.
It's a criminal investigation open.
You cannot make a false police report and
Especially
think
against a hate crime.
it's okay.
Not like he did it for legitimate publicity. I'm talking like
But like
Bro
he's
went on
already
Good Morning
famous.
America
Oh, he snapped. I didn't
and
realize.
cried.
Oh,
Didn't he have an
man.
interview with, who did he interview with?
I said, "Wait, need your ass beat for real now."
What's
Like
that lady's
you
name?
gonna fake a hate crime? I'm gonna tell you something else.
Oh Lord, I can't think.
I'm gonna just say, I don't think black people. That ain't our L. That ain't our L.
No, we can't accept that.
LGBTQ, y'all gotta hold that. That ain't us.
We can't.
I love my LGBTQ people, but that's y'all L. We can't hold
Yeah, we
that.
can't. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but like, I'm just saying, if we trade Jesse for
For who?
I don't
Who
know.
we trading for?
His name is not Jesse.
Huh?
His name is not Jesse.
What is this?
And that's the problem,
It's
right there.
Jesse.
That's the problem right
That's the
there.
problem.
He got jumped.
You like I'm gonna call you Juice? What's it, Justice?
His
I'm not
name
calling a
is
grown man.
Jesse.
Name.
Somebody spit
Not
pussy.
Somebody got them
Jesse.
confused.
Yeah, I'm not calling.
Definitely a you right there. And not
That's the
My
problem.
boys call him Juicy. But
Yeah, I'm not gonna call a grown man Juice.
Oh
Justice.
man, that's right.
That's his name.
No, I'm not gonna call him that.
Jesse Smollett
Nah,
is his name.
That's the problem right there.
I didn't know he snapped like that though.
Yes, bro.
He went on live TV and cried.
New Jersey, he from y'all town. Y'all gotta hold that too. I don't know
Oh,
where he
man.
from, but
Yeah, no, he definitely went and did an interview.
What do you do jail time for real?
No, like that's legit. Cause I think they canceled him from some of the episodes.
Jeez.
Like filming. I don't know if they're like filming right now, but I think like they kind of had to cut him.
But what was that news reporter? Matt Lauer? Nah, who lied and just came back like it wasn't nothing? Y'all remember that? He lied until he got blew up in the. Damn.
Who?
Describe the narrative.
It was just a white news reporter, normal news reporter, lied in Iraq. He said he went to Iraq and got blown up and shot at, and all this didn't happen. Street, y'all know what I'm talking about. Either way, he came back from it.
That story.
If you see
Was
him,
he black?
no,
Well.
that's what I'm saying. Normally we don't even do that.
Like what you mean? He can't.
I don't know.
Ain't no
Anyway,
coming back from this.
yeah, you don't think so? He think he through? Oprah,
I mean,
Oprah tweeted, "I hope you're okay."
He had a lot of people
My
going
barber
hard
was
for him,
gay. She got
going
dreads.
hard in the paint for him, like taking up for him.
You played yourself.
And
The betrayal.
You played yourself.
to for this thing to turn around and be like, oh, I lied, oh, I staged it.
Man, somebody said he ain't homosexual for real. It's all a hoax.
I don't know.
Damn, Juicy.
I don't know.
Bullshit.
Juicy.
You bullshit down here, bro. You
Damn,
can't.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Anyway, is there anything else that's going on in the streets? What's going on
The
in
government
the
didn't get shut down again, did it?
No.
All right, cool. I'm about to file my taxes
Lord.
tonight. Yeah.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah,
No.
I forgot about that. He did a national emergency. What's it called?
Yeah,
State
he
of emergency.
declared a state of which is not. I don't think this is an emergency.
He's the best
I
comedian
think
in the world right now.
emergency is here in
45.
the United States with these gun laws.
Yeah.
That's where the
That was a-
emergency is,
that was a
not on the border.
Yeah, he did a state of emergency. I don't know if we still under it or not. I don't even know what that even means for everyday life. Like, you know what I mean? But
Basically, he's trying to get funding for this wall, more funding.
That's
So when
crazy,
there's a
because you told
national
us Mexico's gonna
emergency,
pay.
they use
Where you with
certain funds that are set aside for emergencies
Man.
to fund
Oh, okay,
the emergency.
okay.
So
Hey,
like,
Josh.
let's say there was like a real natural disaster,
Bro said
they
Mexico
would
gonna
use
pay.
that emergency fund to help with that. But
oh, crazy.
if those funds go towards this wall,
That's crazy.
16 states have filed a lawsuit against him.
yes,
So that's
yep.
That's horrible. I don't know. This is. What are you about to say, bro?
No, I heard they about to start taking it out of your paycheck.
Oh, my check?
Yeah, your check. That's what I heard.
That'll be a problem.
Yeah.
I can tell that's pretty much my check already spent. My check every damn near already spent. You take mine.
I got plans for April.
People ain't eating. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem, man.
Yeah, that'll be trash.
Because what it really boils down to it is that
Mexico
he promised the wall,
yeah,
and he's gonna do whatever it takes to get the wall.
Hey, dude is a monster.
Whether we need it or not.
Don Cheadle went on Saturday Night Live this weekend and had on. I don't know if y'all watched that because show.
No, it comes on too late, and obviously
they
need Josh Black on there.
They do, man. They need me writing or something. They had Don Cheadle on there. He had a cool shirt, had protect trans kids. He had a whole lot of shirts that were saying something. Then he had a jersey on. It was like the Soviet Union. It was like a communist jersey, and had Trump on the back. And I felt very offended by that because I think communism is great. And I think Don Cheadle don't know what the fuck he talking about. Like most of these liberals out here, I know this is a random left we taking right now. But Don Cheadle,
right? is looking at this man.
That's a random right.
But Don Cheadle, you know what you're talking about. That he is the opposite. But like a lot of times you think of communism, you just think dictatorship. I think that's what he was saying, and it ain't that. And Don Cheadle, you gotta read the book, fam. You're a good actor. And
so break it down for us. Okay,
how about this? Hey, this is a strange. We talking about black business and communism at the same time, so it's kind of strange. But it's black excellence all over the place, so it don't matter, So okay, what's more important to you, capital or community?
Community.
So maybe communism could be a little more better for you than capitalism, because community is the sole purpose. You see what I'm saying? Capitalism is just the worship of money. You see what I'm saying? We chase money. And only thing I don't like about it, and it's so strange, I don't even know if we should get into it on this episode because it'd be too ironic. But I just think we'll get into it in another episode because I don't want to confuse folks. We're going to talk about this.
I mean, you done started.
Right. Like, you got to bring me back in.
Well, just, I could just say, it's just sharing is caring. Like, if it's us three, right? And it's $300. What I look like having 250, and then y'all both got 25, and then y'all pretty much fighting over it, worshiping me because I got bread, as opposed to just beating my ass and taking my money. And I feel like that's what we living in with all these billionaires. We got all these billionaires, it's like what, 400 of them. They got all the money on the planet, on the whole planet. They got all of it. They got 90% of the bread.
So are you suggesting that we beat them up and take their money?
You said that, but some people will say yeah. Some people would say if it's a lot of money,
not like physically.
So if that was a purge, you would say.
I'm saying
they would need to get hit.
I say why don't we distribute the wealth evenly?
What about socialism?
That's the road.
Because
that's like the road too. So socialism just means if you work at Walmart, you have a say in what Walmart does. Walmart don't just it don't pay, like the person at Walmart, the CEO is getting paid $250,000 a month. $300,000 a month. You working 40 hours a week. You got 2 kids, and you making $200 a week. So at every business, you know what I mean? And that's the reality. Like I'm telling you, bro. Like the CEO of McDonald's, billionaires.
Yeah.
Then the workers is getting paid $7.25.
Yeah.
Like Nashville living wage is $22.25. That's the living wage.
And replaced by automatic.
Bro, the living wage is $22.25. Minimum wage is $7.25.
Yeah.
There's literally no way to make it. You see what I'm saying?
There's no way.
But
Especially with
there's
the cost
plenty of bread.
going up the way that it is.
There's plenty of bread here. That's why I'm.
Speaking of that just
Okay.
brought something to my mind. Okay, so y'all know, if you've ever driven on Ellington Parkway, you would see the tent community. They evicted them.
See?
Oh, really?
Oh, that's right.
They no longer under the bridge?
They evicted. First of all, these are homeless people.
Yes. Did they give them a home? No. Did they get the fuck out of here and figure it out?
Like, and evicted them. They lived in these tents, which was called the tent community, right under Ellington Parkway.
Sure was, yeah.
And I drove on there today, and I was like, what happened to the little tent? Like, all of the tents are, like, just
Did they get a notice?
down. I don't know if they got a notice. All I know is that I think they said T-Dot. I think that's what I read on News Channel 5.
we
told them they had to get up out of there. But it's like these people, they can't afford to live anywhere. Like, even they may have lived somewhere, but with the cost of living and rent being so high, and like you said, minimum wage is $7.25. Like, if you're not really working like in a corporate job, like you're not
poor people.
You can't afford it.
Yeah, like capitalism only works if you got poor people. You can't work without it. Like you have to be like if I don't have, and I'm through with this with my little soliloquy, but like okay, so put it like this: if I'm at Walmart, you work at Walmart. I have to have people that's unemployed, right? Because if everybody's employed, I'ma really need you. But if I got 1,000 people unemployed, I can get your ass the fuck up out of here. Because bro gonna come in and do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And if I really go overseas with it, bro gonna do it for half the bread.
Not even half.
You know what I
mean?
Yeah.
But
I think that's what all these big corporations do.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially outsourcing.
Yeah.
I mean, notice whenever you call customer service and you get somebody from the Philippines, that's not by coincidence.
Yeah,
like, they doing that to save bread.
Greed.
Bread. Narcissism.
So you screwing them by paying them $2 in a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And then you done lost your job because you know what I mean? So it's all. So I say all that to say, Dom Cheetah, you don't know what you're talking about. You would think it's like, but in his defense, we would talk communism's bad, Fidel Castro's bad. But they really wasn't bad.
Honestly, you know what's so crazy?
It wasn't bad. And the USA tried to invade Castro and he won. They couldn't beat him. It's a small country. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think we even overrate the U.S. military. Castro did it. Vietnam did it. They won. Like small Vietnam, biggest Tennessee. Yeah. They beat them. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
Welcome to.
But I hope that the people that were in that tent community do, find like a shelter or something to go to.
No, you see that float out there? They're dead.
No, they kicked them out. They not there no more.
They floating.
No.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the problem with this country now. Kick them boys out. Now they out here.
Oh. Yes.
Well, shit.
They kicked them out before that.
I'm just saying. Would you take a homeless person in and be a buck with it? I ain't mad at you.
I stay at home with my parents. My daddy's not home. I haven't moved out yet. And even if I did, unless I know you, like
that's true. Like if it was your old,
like I know you.
Like if it was your ex or something, and he was out there homeless, you said, "Come on, now, hell, we used to."
Unless I know you, then maybe. But
a random homeless person,
somebody random? No, I'm sorry. Me being a female, that's not. No.
I'll take them to the YMCA.
I can't take that risk.
YMCA, I can shower. I'm not gonna shower you. I'll take you to the YMCA.
The rescue mission downtown.
That's filthy in there. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I knew a dude. He was ratchet. He used to be at the mission.
He was ratchet.
Yeah, he's our age at the mission. So I mean, he was messing with this old lady. She about 60 years old. It was a mess. But the mission is a dirty place. But I think it's a good. They trying. But if you think about it, it's a lot.
Shout out to Rescue Mission for doing all this.
They trying. You gotta think of the reality of it. Like how dirty. That's a man. And
you know what?
It's a dirty
so
place.
What are you gonna do? What can we do to help the rescue mission?
We can vote for Bernie Sanders. And I didn't mean. I'm just like we need to look more into socialism, if you ask me.
But isn't the National Rescue Mission here? What Bernie Sanders gonna do? Like what can
Bernie Sanders is gonna tax
as a community?
Bernie Sanders gonna tax them rich folks. Tax them. You know what I'm talking about? You got $100. You know, back in the day, if you had $100, they was taxing you 70%. If you were like the Republicans, they would tax them 70%. And I know that sounds darn, that's crazy. And all the ball players and the rich people gonna be like, I don't want to pay all them taxes. I say tax them.
They got it.
Tax them, and so people ain't gotta die in a flood. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying like screw you because you're rich. Get rich, do your thing. We need to support each other, help each other. But that's my opinion. Like Huey P. Newton and the Black Panthers said socialism. Malcolm X said capitalism. We need to support black business. So it's no right or wrong. It's just heads or tails. You know what I mean? What you prefer. So I think because Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, a lot of people said capitalism is good, just support black business and we'll be straight. And then other people said, tear it all down and share the bread. So we'll see.
Share the wealth.
Share the wealth. But anyway, what's your phone number for anybody trying to get in the, what I mean?
No, sorry. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
281-330.
800.
Last question we out for real because I'm dumb late. But what's the average AC? We'll go. I don't want to just seem crazy. What's the average time length of sex? Be a buck with.
Okay.
Advertising. I mean,
this what streets want to know.
Say that for
Streets want to know.
For ABs.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if people out here, what's the advertising? It's random out here. Because the older we get,
depends.
I feel like,
anyway,
you know what I mean?
So we're going to take a short break and be back with you shortly.
I'm going to give you 15. I'm going to give you 15. Unless, you know what I mean, I owe you one. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? My guy like, hey, I ain't seen you in a couple weeks. I owe you one.
That's 20.
I'll give you 30 piece. And if I'm off at gin. It's whenever you done, really. 'Cause I ain't gonna finish if we get
no more alcohol for you.
And gin ain't no finishing. It's up to you.
No more alcohol.
Just let me know you too, because I'm gonna
tequila. How you go?
All right, so we are back from our break, and we have a special guest with us, Jeremy West.
Hey.
From Ebony Pages. Welcome.
What's going on, brother?
Welcome, man.
Howdy.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you all today?
We're doing pretty good.
Excellent.
So tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, as you all already said, my name. I'm Jeremy West.
You're from Jeremy.
I'm Jeremy West.
I'm from Jeremy.
On behalf of from Nashville Ebony Pages is the name of the application that we've developed to connect the Black community with the businesses that we believe will support the community.
Okay.
I'm originally from Memphis. That's where I met Jesse Watkins. He's the CEO of Ebony Pages, or moreover Nashville Ebony or National Ebony Technologies. We've been making a lot of shifts as far as where we need to be positioned in the marketplace.
What part of Memphis?
I'm from South Memphis.
South Memphis.
Yeah.
Ooh, what high school?
Central.
Central. Okay.
Is that Orange Mound?
No.
No, I mean
No.
Orange Mound.
No.
Crazy.
I think he I think he would have said
I
Orange
would've-
Mound.
I would have been wearing a lot of orange.
But see, people in the Orange Mound have a whole totally different
Don't
language.
shoot dice.
Yeah, I didn't bring any guns.
Do not shoot dice with no Memphis. I can say that right now. They don't lose.
So, about Ebony Pages.
Yes.
How did you come up with this idea? Where does it stem from?
Well, yeah, first I'd like to give just the credit that's due, and that's to Jesse Watkins. I actually met him in regards to Ebony Pages a few years ago. I was working with a nonprofit organization, Multitask Management Solutions Incorporated, where we assist a lot of Black businesses with reduced costs in order to provide strategic planning, business planning, just a number of things that they need to transition and move forward. So Jesse was one of those people who reached out to me at the time, and I was working, one of my business partners at the time associated with that was an attorney. So there were a few things that we helped to get him started with as far as initial filings and just to help to think through the solutions of it. There are a lot of entrepreneurs or sole proprietors who are, just that's all they have. They're individuals. They don't have anyone to truly bounce ideas off of or anything. So we provided that and just gave him comfort and validated the idea. Provide a lot more insight, research to show that, this is you have a great opportunity, to get the community out there with this. So that was the first thing. A lot of people just need validation of their idea. Does it make sense? And then from a project management perspective, just to make sure that he was utilizing his time correctly. He has a family. He has, obviously other things we want to do. So, and even outside of work, how do we make, when someone gets off work at 5, just to say, how do we make 5 to 10, 5 to midnight really work for them? It starts with the hours that we were providing. I was up at midnight calls, past that, just to, be available for people like that.
Wow.
Beneath that, finding, reducing costs as well. First of all, by the technologies that we choose to empower them with. We handled a lot of research where you could Google, what's the best app for conferencing or what's the best app for project management. Most people would spend hours and days just trying to figure that out. We put our research team on it and say that unequivocally, this is the best app that we're willing to recommend to Black businesses or entrepreneurs or anyone. So that was one of the first things that we, one of the first things that we really did for him. Partnered him with the appropriate, items, like project management software. I believe at the time, just like a lot of entrepreneurs, they're keeping things on paper, they're writing things down, they're not easily accessible. We found a free app that created a project workspace for him to contain all this information, could be accessed at any time. It was just a number of solutions like that. So that's how I came to meet Jesse. But over time, as I started to transition as a consultant and as more of a business owner of my own, I wanted to be more involved, in different, different markets and everything. Just like with any traditional investments, you want to make sure that it's diversified.
Right.
And then for me, I just have interests that are all over the place. No one just likes one particular car, one particular brand. For me, it's the same things with different businesses. I like logistics. I like technology. I like, it's just a ton of things like that. So over the years, as I transitioned and started to own more on my behalf and invest in more, I started to really focus on investing in people, not just ideas. So when I started to look at the pool of clients that I currently had, Jesse was one of the ones I noticed who'd always been consistent. I wasn't having to follow up on him. He reached out to me if he ever needed something. I saw that, like many of us, we saw the Instagram page, we saw the Facebook page that was always consistent. Yeah, it needed some refining, but the person was there. He was doing the work without anyone needing to follow up on him. He had an idea, so I believed in that idea, and that's what led me to approach him. I believe in the last quarter of last year with, hey, I like what you're doing here. Where you really had it. You've been at this for a couple of years. What are some milestones that you're trying to get to? And like many people, he's a one-man army. So that's where I chose to invest the time and the resources as far as what I can provide there, from strategic planning, operations, making sure there's some fiscal responsibility as well as there, and then just making sure, just from an app perspective, that UI, UX, everything looked great. It was easy to navigate. The black community, black businesses deserve to be on the same par as any other solution that we're presenting out there. Just, a lot of little details there. So that's the high level overview, but I don't mean to drown you with that.
So what is, explain what is Nashville Ebony Page? Is it a website, an app? And what is the actual purpose of it? Now I know when I see the Instagram is black businesses. Tell me how one would navigate the app. How do people use it? Kind of break it down to people who never heard of it. How can it be a benefit to them, especially in an era where Gucci and Burberry on some bullshit. And you know what I mean? So now it's like, damn, what nigga can shop? You know what I mean? That's why we need stuff like this, because now we can't shop at Burberry, H&M. You know what I mean? So.
When were you ever shopping at Burberry?
Hey, don't get it fucked up. Don't get it fucked up now. Even though I don't get it, that's a young nigga shit. I don't think that $600 t-shirts, that's low key on some, that's lame low key, that's dumb. But I was on some dumb shit back in the day. But the point is, we can't support that. So now it's like, okay, damn. Or if you want to eat black, or you want to do, especially Black History Month, you just want to support your people. It's good to have an app like this. How do we navigate through? And I think it's Nashville specific, right?
Right now it is.
Okay.
But Jesse's also located in Memphis, so we've been expanding our pilot program out to Memphis, and working to make sure the technology can eventually expand to Memphis, as well as across the Mid-South as well. So it's definitely a lot, especially now that I'm involved. That roadmap is there. We're going to get there. It's just a matter to make sure that the people are accepting of what we're trying to do. So just to start with your first question there, it is a website. Like most businesses, we encourage them to have websites so they can easily be found, because we got to meet people where they are. We're accustomed to going www, whatever. You got to have that in this day and age. But first and foremost, it is an app. But a part of the app is in its current state right now. It's pretty simple. There are some things that we need that need some maturity, with it. So over the past, I believe, 4 or 5 weeks or so, we've been undergoing a miraculous redesign. I think everyone is going to be really impressed with the new UI, the new UX of it, the entire experience of it. But to get to your third question on why it's needed, I think like you said, a lot of it is obvious right now. We have businesses that are pretty much using our people as a publicity stunt. They knew that we're a marginalized, probably a much smaller customer base for them. There was no reason for them to produce anything like that, other than for shock value.
Troll shit.
Pretty much. And they know that for the people that this silent majority that they talk about that don't really agree with us, that's a way for them to give them their virtual fist bump as well. Like, you don't like black people either. So
and I feel like we made it cool anyway. If it wasn't black folk, all them high designers would just be soccer mom clothes. You know what I mean? We the one, put it in them songs and shit. That shit whack.
Yeah, but beneath that, outside of the obvious things that you mentioned, there are a number of reasons that we have it. There's a significant lack of stimulus in the black communities. They want to tell us that we need to pull up our bootstraps and do this and get jobs and do that. But we don't have appropriate representation across the state, across the Congress. I think as a people, we're working to obtain that. We're voting more. We're aware of what all these things that benefit us or or unfortunately the things that don't benefit us. So it's more of an outcry from the black community that we want better representation here. We want stimulus in our neighborhoods. When I say stimulus, this doesn't mean that we're expanding welfare programs or anything. So when companies come to Nashville, we want to make sure that our neighborhoods are in the running to be considered to place them there for the people who have transportation issues, and so that they can receive like the positive externalities of that. Externality mean that if you build a Walmart here, a McDonald's will pop up, a Burger King will pop up, all sorts of other things like that pop up. So we want to benefit those benefits in our community, but unfortunately, a lot of the people who are running in corporate America right now sees our communities as high risk. But when we see risk, where they see risk, we see opportunity. Because it's one of the things I think in a press release that we plan on providing to the world within the next few weeks or so as we release our redesigned app. That it was one that I consider one of the greatest presidents of this country once said that America's business is business. And if we were to look at it from that perspective, definitely someone needs to get fired, right? Look at what's going on in the black communities as far as the lack of business. That's wipe out the executive management if that's the case. But as I say, it exists because of an outcry from the black community because we want to be able to spend our money with us. With the redesigned app, we've also released a new theory. We've released a new mantra, which is community, commitment. And a few other things as far as commerce, where we're going to talk about, expanding what is commerce, what does it mean for us, what does it do for us, and coupling that with the technology, which is the app. We've seen technology provide enormous benefits across this country, across this world, but unfortunately we've sat by and watched it, this pool of prosperity leave us behind. And it's unfortunately that, Dr. King in 1963 gave a similar speech talking about the prosperity, of infrastructure, of everything that's going on in the world, and we felt left behind, yet here we are 50, 60 years removed. I'm still saying, we're still preaching the same thing. So in this regard, we think we have an opportunity to have technology to work for us. There's a new process that we're building in with the launch of Ebony Pages. This will be the first place that it's heard here. But we're creating a new solution or a new algorithm within the app where anytime a business owner will be boarded onto the app. They'll have a recurring monthly fee, but a portion of those monthly fees will be hiked off into what we call the commitment fund. App users at a certain period, whether it's monthly, bi-monthly, or a period, they will be able to vote on where these funds, are actually where they need to go in the community. We've determined that there's some, over probably about the past 4 or 5 weeks, we've done a lot of research over Facebook, over Instagram. We know what people are like and we know what they like to see. Black people want to see positivity from other black people. But we also can do a lot of research to see where we're lacking in this country. There's a significant opportunity with STEM, that's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. With our youth.
Absolutely.
We would like to do a lot more from the perspective of health and wellness. There are a lot of things that are killing us and that we're killing ourselves. It's not just gang things that are going on. We're with what we consume, things that we're killing ourselves.
Yes.
But just a lot of different categories like that to vote on. So we're really just trying to show, be clear and be transparent to the black community that by utilizing this app, supporting these businesses, there's a clear line to show that these businesses, what they're willing to get on this app. They're willing to pay the fees that we're requiring of them to do. They're okay with the fact that part of these fees are placed into a separate account, and people, in the community are the ones who are going to vote on where those fees need to go. This is a significant, that's one of the main things right there that we're championing. Outside of that, just the existence of the app in itself, we needed to have a convenient solution. We can't easily go to Walmart and Target and find black products or anything on the shelf. So using the internet, using apps and technologies like this is one of the solves for that. We want this business to grow. We want it to, do what it needs to do over the midterm, over the long term, years from now, and for us to expand in different avenues from there. So as you said, that's the app portion of it. But at our core, we're also an ad agency as well. So not only are we providing this opportunity for the business to connect with the community, we also have a number of marketing solutions that are there for them as far as electronic press kits, graphic design, web development, just a host of other things. We're actively looking to partner with every black YouTuber, with every black blog that exists, so that we can expand our reach when it comes time for you and you to launch your business. We can. It's not just Nashville anymore. We can have a significant impact across the long term. But it starts with the community buying into the fact, buying into this and believing in it. Not letting the things that they see on the in media, not letting the black people that unfortunately are not awake yet, that are not woke yet, to look to not get dismayed by the things that inevitably be happening in this instance. Why do we need this app? You guys, you're segregating yourself or something like that. But I'm not gonna get on to how that didn't work. Separate but equal. The problem was it wasn't equal, but here we have some equality here. Yeah. So that's one of the main things there.
I do have a question. So, it's 2 questions. So the first question, so as a business owner, how do I get my business on the app?
Yes.
And then part 2 is as a consumer, when I go to the app, what exactly, are there going to be products to purchase, or is it more so like, oh, we have this business advertised here. Let's say I'm looking for a new restaurant to go to. Will it just have a list of the restaurants in the menu?
I need a bar.
Is it like a barbershop, or I'm looking, for a cleaning service, or looking for, certain things. So as a consumer, how do I navigate through, the app? But first, start with the first question. As a business owner, how do...
Really good questions there. It's going to be just like any other service. You can go to the website. You can, download the app from the App Store and the Google Play Store, which I expect by the time this airs, the revised app will be in those locations. Okay. It's about what I continue to say about UI and UX, the user interface and user experience. Things are really easy to navigate. One quote that I continue to reference, that in one click we can change the world, and that's really what I'm trying to make it as simple. As the Chief Technology Officer of Ebony Technologies, Ebony Pages, how do we reduce the button clicks to get what we need? So that's the first and foremost. It can be accessed through the website. We plan on making sure we have the appropriate interfaces through Facebook, through Instagram, whatever is easiest to make it happen. At some point we plan on, within the next 6 weeks or so, we also plan on launching a brand ambassador program across a few HBCUs as well, to where people can, have their interface in the app open to go to their favorite barber, to go to their favorite salon, to go to their black business, to do their due diligence and do their part to tell them about this miraculous thing that's going to help out our communities. So that's one of the first things. But as a user for it, it's pretty simple. But one of the main things is, until we get it in more hands, we truly don't know what's the best way to navigate. We plan on learning. Just like any other app that you use, there are numerous updates that come across the App Store and the Google Play Store, but it's relatively simple from the perspective of if you're used to using any smartphone, a few buttons at the bottom that'll take you to either shop black on the main screen. You can also review, there's the next button next to that will be a business to sign up right there on the spot. Button to the right of that will be to review all the community events, because we see that's a big thing that we all want to know what's going on from an event perspective. And then from there we also have a few details, a separate button for community news. As we transitioned the Facebook page over about 4 or 5 weeks ago, to not just focus on the black businesses, we tried to focus on a lot of positive things. There's a lot of details about, there's a 16-year-old here who developed this business. There's a young, black girl who's the fastest athlete in the world. We're really just trying to find balance there right now, because if you look at any other media outsource about our people, it's extremely negative, and where it is positive, it's extremely it's backhanded. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's, for a black person, they did this. They're the main ones. This black person is in Harvard and they're doing this, and it's extremely backhanded. Yeah. But we want to show, balance there, a lot of equality there, because we're not really getting it anywhere else. So, we seek to champion those things. But once you click the button to shop black, you'll be presented with a few options. The first thing, that'll be a scrolling header at the top for those businesses that have elected to invest a little bit more in the app, to invest a little bit more in the community, so that they can be seen first. But beneath that, it's going to be in the traditional categories of what you'd expect. We'll make sure that it's alphabetically ordered. You'll see barber relatively easy, as well as automotive detailing services, as well as black health and wellness services, financial institutions that are friendly to us. Yes. So these are the things that we want this to be the first point of contact. And right now it's coming to us, in the form of an app. But over the long term, there are a lot of things that we plan on, transitioning it into that I can't really speak on at this time. But this will be the base level that if people are, accepting of it, we're watching our analytics and reporting. We're providing that to the businesses just to show that you just didn't pay for an app that people aren't using. You're getting the value from it. And part of the value propositions to our businesses are that they're able to reduce their marketing costs because they have a support group that's already there for them, that's going to be tailored to them, that's going to support them through whatever comes their way, and it enables them to take more risks where they were previously spending a lot of funds on adware for Google and Facebook and IG. Perhaps they can invest in revamping their restaurant or something. Maybe that's a better investment for them. They have a base level of people who are seeing them consistently. Perhaps it's an opportunity for a barber to invest in new equipment. Perhaps it's an opportunity for them to also train other people. So what do we, it's transitioning the funds that were already there, with marketing costs, which is a significant thing for any business right now. So how do we, move that to be more valuable for them? Yeah, and that's just level one of it. So I mentioned from there.
Sounds really good.
We have a lot of other services.
I'm excited to see the app come out and to definitely use it. Because sometimes it is difficult to find certain things, especially like when you're trying to buy black, when you're trying to invest into your own people. It is hard to, kind of find it because you gotta Google it and then you're not really 100% certain. And it's just a lot, but to have it streamlined to one location to know like, okay, hey, like I can find it right here using the Ebony pages, Nashville Ebony pages. But hopefully
sometimes stuff looks black on and it ain't. Like the Roots,
it's a trick,
or BET, or like Ebony, the magazine. They're not. I mean, they have nothing to do with us really.
Yeah, precisely.
So it's good to have somebody we can trust that actually has real black-owned stuff and not like
And beneath that, it's also a commitment between Jesse and I that when we start to see the traffic that we expect to be there, not to sell. Most technology, most apps and everything, they're developed for the purpose to sell. We chose to go push forward with an LLC. Most technology companies would have been incorporated because, there's a lot of conversation about that, but it makes it easier for them to be able to sell, to get and capture further investments. These are the things that, we expect to use this to continue to feed our families, to continue to feed the community. So, we plan on making this being one of the foundations. Hopefully, we're making Black history right here, that we plan to keep this around. We plan to grow it, for the Black people that, have gone to college and found that they've majored in things that aren't paying what they expected or things that don't exist. We plan to have a corporate office in Nashville and in Memphis and wherever. We need accountants. We need, marketing people. So it's just a matter of the more downloads. It's a very transparent system. The more you use it, the more downloads, the more you use it, the more benefits that the businesses are getting out of it, the better we can grow, the better they can grow to be job providers. In one click, we can change the world.
Wow. I love it. AC, you got any questions? You soaking it all in.
Yeah, I've been like in listening mode, just tying everything in. My concern, not concern. Dang, I gotta be selective with my words.
It's fine.
But as far as the kids, because I think I'm very passionate about children, and like if they're going to be an avenue to find programs for kids, like charter schools or scholarship opportunities, stuff like that for certain colleges or.
I think that's a great question. It's something that Jesse and I haven't talked about, but that's the opportunity for the app users. Right now that's the first time hearing that create some opportunities in my head for me to build that out. For one of the first events that we're pretty sure we're going to be investing in, as far as where investment funds are going, there is a midnight basketball league that happens in Nashville that's annually. I believe it's called the Who's Got Next basketball program. So that's something for the youth. You'll see it promoted. That's one of the one of the events that we'll be promoting. But yeah, that for me, that's a great opportunity. That's what we need to hear.
Yes.
That's exactly what we want to know what people want. So if that's a separate tile on the app to dedicate to that space, or if it's us partnering with the appropriate people in a non-application, environment, creating a program, creating a community event where we're, creating an influx or a funnel to the youth to come do that, then that's great. I think right now it's up to us just to create the solutions. But if you all can bring us the problems, then we can start from there. So I think that's what we want to hear. That's
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah, that
that's
gives
great.
me a great idea.
Because we need our children to know that like you don't have to just be an entertainer in any form to be successful. And you're living proof. We're all living proof of that.
Yeah.
And just provide an opportunity to even do trade and make doing trades cool.
Precisely.
You see what I mean? Because that's what we need in our community to be successful. So, man, I think that'll be great.
Yeah, I think that, precisely what you said as far as the trade schools and everything. I think, there's, again, going down a different rabbit hole here, but there's a direct correlation, on how well the American economy is doing with as far as 18-wheeler purchases. If more 18-wheelers are being purchased, then that's an indicator that goods are moving, there are more jobs being provided, the economy is going well. If we look at how many pickup trucks are driving around in the black community, you know what I mean? There's a lack of issues there as far as, people who are involved in trade, skills that don't necessarily need higher education, as far as, electricians, contractors and everything. Just, it's a simple thing, a simple concept, but, look at how many trucks you see actually driving around, versus sedans and minivans and things like that. So, but these are the things that we're trying to educate the community on as far as what commerce means. Moreover, what commerce means to black people. We have a joke for ourselves that, like some people, we're a little late getting in certain places every now and then. But how do we make that work for us? How do we redefine black business? Is it not that we're an 8 to 5 organization? Is it more that we're goals oriented? I don't care what time you get in, but you have a due date. Should that be the new definition of black business? So hopefully what this does, this creates the new opportunity. This creates the conversation on what it needs to define us. Black business is not just black people running things the exact same way that they've done, in other, entities. Right. Black business might means that we're aware that people have other commitments outside of work, that we budget for any facility that black businesses purchase to possibly be within a certain radius of a daycare, to be in a certain radius of schools. It's just enormous opportunities that are ahead of, but it's up to us to continue to stay woke and to rethink everything, reimagine it all, and to determine what's best for us and what's going to get us over there. But at the same time, continue to stay on our state representatives, stay on the politicians, to know that we do need, other, stimulus and everything else going on in the community. And it's up to Ebony Pages to continue to create partnerships, to teach black businesses about their business credit. And things that'll help them get them to the next level, to teach them about contracting with the government, to teach them about exporting overseas, to help grow their sales beyond this. I think it was, I really like making a lot of hip-hop references, but I think it was Dame Dash that mentioned that Harlem at one point, 2003 or so, was the center of the world, because the black man is the most copied individual in the world. At that time, Rockefeller Records, whatever it was on top. Whatever they were doing, it was being emulated across the industry. Everything else, all industries were emulating hip-hop. You could see that there were rappers and everything on commercials. It's not the same nowadays, but, how do we continue to, provide our value there and continue to create that mood and create that experience elsewhere? So, again, went down some rabbit holes there.
No, that's good.
As far as our
no, that's really, really good. I'm really enjoying this. Next question that I do have. So, when will the app be available to download? Is it already on?
The previous version of the app is currently
stores?
the previous version of the app is currently on the App Store, Apple App Store, and the Google Play Store. But as we said, there are some maturity things that we're working to improve on it, and that we've resolved pretty much 90% of those problems. So what you see, you can still get the value out of it. There are still black businesses that are there, that are active, that you can obviously go to now. But we also meet people where they are now, right? A lot of people have Instagram pages and whatnot. So as we look to reduce our risks and our issues with the app, we put a little bit more into our Instagram and started to provide that content there until we can put a little bit more back into the app and transition that type of content. And that content will be, as I said previously, to focus on more of the positives and things there. So it can be downloaded, and you can go ahead and download it now, because just like any other technology, it'll update and you'll see an entirely new interface. We don't have a date yet, but we're working on it within the next couple of weeks.
All right, awesome. So if businesses wanted to reach out to you to get their information on Ebony Pages, how do they contact you?
Pretty easy, just as I stated, with the Facebook page or with the Instagram or email address, and that's your Ebony Pages right now at gmail.com. These are some things that are going to be changing as well. But we're meeting people where they are. They're already on IG. Just flip over to that page and shoot us a message, and we'll get started. You're already on Facebook. go to that page, shoot us a message, and we'll get started.
Awesome. Did you guys learn something today?
Absolutely.
I've been over
Like,
quiet.
I feel like I just got like a whole like fountain of like knowledge just
Y'all
like
go ahead and hit
poured onto
rewind.
me. Like I really enjoyed this. Thank you so
No
much
problem.
for everything that you're doing for
Thank you,
the
brother.
Black
Thank you,
community
brother.
to bring us all together. Thank you for joining us today on 28th and Jefferson. We hope to have you back again later on in the future with some more development ideas and things like that, just to kind of follow up and see, you know, how the app is doing.
I look forward to it. In one click, we can change the world. Thank you all.
All right.
Peace.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm recording too, so we good.
Before we let you go,
Okay.
we like to do this segment with all of our guests. It's called a think tank.
Okay.
So in this bowl, we have some questions. They are random things.
Okay.
Just give us your very best answer.
All right.
All right?
Let's see here. Do I have to read it out loud?
Yes.
What is Lil Wayne got locked up and BG was free?
And you're not really that into hip hop.
I am.
You...
I was a big Cash Money fan, so I know
Oh, okay.
that he's.
Okay.
Well, I know that he's.
Hey, they try to slight my man's over here.
Well, no, like he did.
No, I didn't mention that.
That was it, you know.
I appreciate
Yeah.
Look.
Cause black brothers gotta stick together.
No, he didn't say that. So.
Black men don't cheat.
Oh my
don't.
God.
But I mean, for me, it creates more questions because I can't answer unless I have more information. Like, when is the time frame? How long would he have been?
You think it's yearly?
What we have gotten to
But
Carter.
these are valid.
I mean, I don't know. What is at stake here? Is the Carter 1 at stake or is the Carter 5 at stake? Which one?
BG did
BG went to jail a couple
BG
times,
was
so
before the Carter.
Carter won before Carter won.
he went to jail several times though.
Let's say before
Let's
Carter.
just replace.
BG.
So another
No,
one.
replace
all the way.
So another
Okay.
one.
Nah, you can't. I don't know where I'll be.
So
with
all the time.
lollipop.
So Lil Wayne went to jail the time BG did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
BG
I don't
continue with the
think there-
heroin.
I don't think there would be a significant difference because BG was not as marketable as Wayne. A part of his appeal is that a lot of us, we were younger at that time, and everyone wanted to, hear him. His verse on Turk's verse on Bling Bling, which I think was better than almost Wayne's, was replaced by Wayne's because everyone wanted more Wayne. It wasn't that everyone wanted more BG. I don't think there would be a significant difference here. He probably would have made a few more songs, but he wasn't as innovative as Wayne was. He wasn't as open to partner with more people as Wayne was. You got to remember that he also left Cash Money pretty early on, and they threw a lot more money in Wayne and created a lot more relationships. So
Birdman
I wonder what would have happened to Cash Money at that time. But
Thank you.
he didn't know.
I
I don't see no picture of BG getting kissed.
Oh my God. Anyway, AC.
Hey, by the way, I love the way you your analysis is great.
Like
You ought to be on ESPN or something. Man, for real.
Black ESPN.
Oh,
Yes.
you go. Right.
ESPN.
Right. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging, man.
Oh,
what if Caucasian was the minority in America? Oh my gosh, joy. All right,
Almost
next
are.
one.
Is it not? They almost are.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting. Isn't it projected by
15
somewhere
or 20.
between 15 and 20 years? we're supposed
And
to
they are
be
the majority globally.
the
It's just-
majority.
Is that what I said?
What is a majority?
Sometimes you sip on that.
But you know what?
Sometimes
I like the way you
sip
blended that word because it does make sense though.
that. They are the minority.
I mean,
Thank you, family.
A majority.
They are the minority globally.
Yeah,
Globally.
even despite them being a minority, they would still control 90% of the finances and funding and money and resources. So
Yeah.
what
It was like
changed
that, but it was also
what
like that.
changed what we see. Besides
It was like that in Haiti too. Like
Mhm.
before, like in Haiti, it was like 95% black people, 5% other, and they ruled it. And then Haiti said, "Hell no." And then
But I do
look
think.
at 1804.
Hey, hold on before you go.
I love history, so I can.
You know what I'm talking about? Like I'm saying, like sometimes the minority.
I'm gonna ask Jeremy this question.
Examples right now.
Do you think that we'd have an opportunity, like if we were the majority, right, to change or have the opportunity to change like the currency system or like the trade system somewhat? if I don't know.
I mean,
it's just that's a
yeah. I mean, I suppose, but
Gaddafi.
for me, it would be what are we solving for in that regard? What are we trading and exchanging it for? What is the current problem, and what are we trying to solve with it? So I can't really, again, it's one of those full of things. But as you mentioned, Gaddafi, he got killed for it. He was actually working on the African currency. They were going to go on the gold standard. They weren't going to accept any more European or American funds or anything from Indochina and Asia.
Obama okayed the murder for him, did he not?
Slick.
Okay, I'm continue, sir.
I respect that.
I'm sorry, I just
add more to that.
he
But
didn't do nothing for us.
I mean, it just depends. I mean, there's so many more questions that need to be answered if we
do
that. But we just have to make sure we get our share of it. First.
Okay, what if Gucci Mane never became so icy?
Sheesh. Would he be Gucci Mane?
That would have been a problem for me back in. When
So
that come
icy.
out?
Ooh,
That
20,
I was in
2004,
I was in 4 XTs.
Yeah,
I was affiliated with gangbangers, smoking Black and Milds. So icy that was that one. I don't know. If I wouldn't heard that song, I don't know if I'd be here today. I would have died in 06 if I didn't. I don't know. Thank God Gucci was so icy. Well, no, I'm sorry.
It launched his
Guwap.
career.
We call him Guwap from now on.
It launched his career because if it weren't for So Icy, he would have never got shot at, which created the mystique.
Aha, now we're talking.
Yeah, when they tried to take the chain.
Now we're talking,
He breaks it down. He breaks it down.
He wouldn't have shot and killed somebody, and he wouldn't have went to jail for that time, and Jeezy went on his run. And Gucci came back. Chicken toe,
Jeezy
so on and so
Guwap.
forth.
Chicken talk never came out.
I just like the way your brain works.
Yeah.
I admire that. Like, I need to talk to you more.
All right, my turn.
Guwap.
This is a long question.
Oh my.
Okay.
What if you were the last one on Earth and you had the option to bring one person back to keep you company?
Oh, that's me.
Who would you choose and why?
No.
We already know that. We ain't got to answer that.
Come on, I got you.
Don't lie to the streets.
I mean, you just
Hold on.
I got you.
Let me think about this.
Better be black. Better be black.
Better be black.
No, definitely. I mean, I don't really know. White person that I don't want to come back and kick it with me. Who would I want to keep me company?
Ain't that some shit?
Gucci?
Streets ain't shit.
You know what? I'd probably get Tupac.
I guess I ain't respect that.
Thumbs down.
He have
Yeah, I didn't see that either. She don't even
Guess
listen
I
to
gotta
rap. So how
He have all eyes on you, I know.
That's a fact.
Not necessarily because of the music, just because of who he was.
start rapping all eyes on me, word for word, right now?
I can't do that.
Oh, okay.
But that is
But
true.
he was
though.
great though.
I just
He
know
was-
all eyes
yeah.
on me.
He was great outside of the music too.
But he was just a great person, like
Yeah.
all around, and I would
He
love
cared
to
about- he
like
really cared
get
about
to
black
really
folks.
know him and like
Yeah.
just really, kick it.
He was
Say
a
some
socialist.
things off camera
Yeah.
about that, but
He low key got some Kanye in him though. Like,
Whoa. Kanye is not with us no more.
well, I meant.
He's a Gemini, and Kanye's
the
a Gemini.
mental.
Yeah, they're both Geminis.
That's all I give
That
you.
bipolar behavior.
Gemini behavior, yes. We leave it at that.
21.
Yeah.
That's Kanye was a little
Yeah,
different
I would
than
bring
35,
Pac back.
36. I think
Okay.
Pac
Let's
would be a
kick
little
it.
different
to
too.
repopulate the world?
That,
Yeah.
and then I also thought about a male because I didn't want to be like the only person.
Yeah, you have needs.
Okay.
Okay.
You have needs and you need to.
Yeah, you can't. I mean,
The first
I
person
wouldn't
that
knock
came to
you.
mind
Like,
was
you
Whitney
could
Houston
be with a
because I
female.
love Whitney and I would just love to kick it and shit with Whitney. But then I was like, wait a minute,
I mean,
if I'm the
you
last
gonna do
person,
drugs.
I watched
then,
that.
let's
Right.
not. Let's
No,
not.
oh no, she was extremely talented. Rest in peace, Whitney.
Don't come for
I ain't
Whitney.
gonna lie, that'd be some cool. But
Rest in peace,
Don't
Whitney.
come for
dog.
Whitney.
Rest in
Don't
She
peace.
like women though, right?
but
I
Whitney,
think I
In
did.
the
No.
movie. In the movie.
No,
Hey,
that
man.
was
See,
a
That
lie.
was drugs.
just because she dabbled don't mean that's
That
young
was
me.
a
Lady,
lie.
let her dabble.
Whitney
Anyway,
Houston was
Sometimes a girl
bisexual.
can dabble.
again.
True. Fact
Thank
check.
you.
She was a sapio. You said a sapiosexual?
I said she was bisexual.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't
I
speak
don't know.
for
I
men,
don't
so.
know.
So, well, we thank you for being with
I don't
28th and
know.
Jefferson today.
You're welcome.
I don't know. I can't call that, but
Yeah.
maybe. A dabbler. If you're a female dabbler, you're a dabbler to me.
What's going
A
on?
male dabbler,
Oh my God.
Mel, you doing too much.
that's a little different. Like if AC said he want to dabble around, I say, fam, you can, but I gotta put you in another boat. a respectful boat. Now we're not gonna disrespect you, but
You ride in the back seat.
you're not a dabbler.
You're not in the front seat.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
You already in the back seat. You in the back seat now.
My cousin, Jay, I got respect.
Alcohol
I'm
for
just,
you. That's what we
I'm just saying, I got respect.
Hey, dude, it's butter, man.
we record.
I respect LGBT.
No more alcohol.
He's still going. I thought he was done.
No, no more.
I want to know I respect him.
You can stop right there.
All right, I respect y'all, man.
Do what you do. Watch what you do. Just stay over there.
Well, I see.
All right, let's
okay,
get this.
let's go to commercial.
We did not come
Whoever taught you how to analyze, I'm jealous.
We're done.
Okay.
You abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore. Just a vacancy. Love don't live here anymore.
Yo, so y'all wanna see me act loco? No, it ain't no love around here, nigga, no fro. Taking trips to the go in my photo. Low key with it, I don't play in my toy, yo. Told niggas I don't care what a broke nigga say about me. Talking cheap, but I don't say mine free. So when I say I'm on the road, boy, it ain't my sleeve. Around the globe, homie, say live beat. I know everything. I know too much, in fact, can't lift everyone. Way too much on my back. I got the world in his hands, I got a girl on my lap. Good things come to an end where you get comfortable at. I'm stuck on my post. See, when you living in the lie, you find out the right answers curse you the most. That's ironic, cause I fell for a cancer. That love ended up hurting the most. Man, I can't believe myself. I need myself to lose it all in order just to keep myself. If I lose my soul, who's gonna need my help? If all heart and symbols love, I can't bleed myself. But check, I don't rest cause I need myself to run the game. But in order, I need cleats myself. Standing on my own feet myself. In order for this to grow, well, I got the plan to see myself. Well, I know where I'm supposed to be at. Working this 9 to 5, gig is holding me back. I'm working at a place where I don't wanna be at. If I get fired, it don't matter, I don't wanna be back. Like, honestly, I really don't wanna go. Ain't this a bitch like 2X chromosomes? Mentally, I feel like I'm going wrong. All love is lost, there's no gain, I'm going home. I'm gone. Yeah, you know that I'm gone. No love around here no more.
Dedicated, you know what I mean? So,
Oh, man.
I can't go live tonight. Next week, you know what I mean? But, no, I can't go tonight.
No, man.
He can't go live.
Y'all can go live. I'm good. You know what I mean? I just, they be calling me and shit. They be like, I thought you know what I mean, was sick and shit.
Nah, I ain't going live.
Cause I don't know. Well, no, I'm not even on social media right now, so I can't go live.
What, bro took you off social media? He can't get on social media?
None of it.
Wait, what?
Huh? Welcome to the show. No, I thought your boyfriend said you can't get on there no more.
No, we're no longer together.
Oh, okay.
Took a break.
Okay.
Well,
Turn them cameras on. Let's get this popping.
What?
We'll discuss that later.
I say
We'll table that for
The
now.
only thing that we need to be discussing is your tardiness.
We'll talk about that too.
That's real.
We'll talk about that too.
That's the only thing.
Damn. My nigga said I ain't fucking with him in 2019.
Option item B is that. Remember that.
Damn.
Right.
Not during Black History Month.
taking over.
Man, that's crazy.
Niggas don't give a fuck out here.
No wonder you in my phone, man.
Niggas don't even care no more.
That's the racism.
That's
They
first
break up
degree
during Black
racism.
History Month.
First degree
Hey,
racism.
sometimes
Okay,
it's like that.
hold on. Let me clarify some things. We've been broken up before the new year. This is not.
Okay.
This is not recent. This is not recent.
The new year or the fiscal year?
Break it down.
Those are different.
I couldn't even tell you.
December 31st, 2018.
Fiscal, 28th will be the fiscal. Multiply the, okay.
December 31st of 2018.
So you broke up with that man on New Year's Eve. Lord,
broke up.
man,
Perplex.
that's fucked up.
Done.
You from the Ville? You can't be a Ville
Took the
nigga.
Christmas presents.
He said he can't be a
You wouldn't do a Ville nigga like that. Can't be. You gotta be a Memphis nigga, out of town nigga, soft.
No, he's from here.
Oh.
You did a Ville nigga like that on New Year's Eve.
Where you from?
Memphis.
He from Memphis?
Ain't that some shit?
No, he's from
No,
Nashville.
I'm not down to
He from Memphis or from Nashville?
He's from Nashville.
Ah, okay.
Sound like
He's
it.
from Memphis.
He from Memphis. I fuck with Memphis. Don't get it fucked up, man. I'm just saying, I didn't want to, you know what I mean? If you gotta do it, you gotta do it outside the town. Don't, you know what I mean? But, you know, do your thing.
We're gonna table it for now. We're gonna come back to that.
Put it in the parking lot.
Did I know
For
him?
now.
This is fun.
That don't even matter.
I don't know who you know.
That don't even matter. You already got your, you already, Let me know when you're ready, Zach.
I'm recording. So.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the show.
No.
We not starting.
But hold on. So you say you already said, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to make sure.
I'm just emotional at the moment. I don't know how I feel about this.
I'm just trying to.
I'm not ready to
say what it is.
I'm just trying to make sure everything is good. You know.
I'm great.
And when he's
good. I'm good.
When he's ready, we're coming back from break.
Yes, I know. I'm gonna do that.
I know you said welcome to the show. So.
That's why we don't listen to him.
I'm just trying to make sure everybody's straight. And
no, I'm great. He's good. We're good.
Okay,
we're all good.
Oh, shit. Okay. Good to hear. So is it? I mean, okay.
What? Would you hurry up?
I'm ready. I ain't know that.
You ready?
And we're rolling.